Hey, Fantastic Four fans! Reaching Omega 82 here as we continue our Fantastic Four series, with each episode dealing with 4 items concerning the Fantastic Four. The Fantastic Four is a property which has extended over 60 years in various media: comics, toys, movies, video games, and animation. Yes, like many Marvel comic series, the Fantastic Four has had various cartoons over the years. Some of the best episodes were ones which were based on the actual comics themselves. Some comic events have been so popular that they have been animated in different cartoon series numerous times. One prominent example is the beloved Galactus trilogy, which was in the 60s Fantastic Four cartoon and its 90s series. However, surprisingly, there are well-received issues from Fantastic Four comics that have never been animated, which brings us to today's episode, which we are entitling 4 Fantastic Four comic stories that still need to be animated. The first issue is a classic, This Man, This Monster, Fantastic Four Volume 1, Issue 51. This classic story sees a jealous scientist who hates Reed Richards because he feels that Mr. Fantastic has betrayed true scientific inquiry and progress by going on gallivanting adventures. Seeing Dr. Richards as being a glory hound, he decides to eliminate Reed by switching places with Ben Grimm, the Thing of the Fantastic Four, with a converter device. Showing up at the Baxter Building disguised as the Thing, this fake Ben Grimm accompanies Reed on a dangerous mission where he can easily kill Mr. Fantastic and make it look like an accident. Yet, this unnamed villainous scientist is shocked by the goodness of the Fantastic Four, especially Reed's selflessness. So, in a moment when he could easily kill Reed and no one would know it was murder, the scientist gives up his own life saving Reed. As the scientist dies, he recognizes that he wasted his life hating someone he did not understand and hoped that his act of sacrifice would redeem a misspent life. This is a classic story from the comics created by Fantastic Four co-creators and legends Stan Lee and Jack Kirby that needs to be animated. The second comic on our list is Homecoming, Fantastic Four Volume 1, Issue 296. Seeing himself as a monster in a world of people, Ben Grimm the Thing joins the underground world of the Mole Man, which is a haven for creatures and people who have been cast out of society for their monstrous and inhuman appearances. The Mole Man is using a giant machine to carve out more space for his people, and gives Ben a prominent leadership role in protecting these underground refugees as this task is undertaken. Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, recognizes on the surface of the Earth that this machine will soon have devastating consequences on the surface, killing millions of innocent people. Traveling to the Mole Man's domain, Mr. Fantastic, the Invisible Woman, and the Human Torch are confronted by the Thing, where they are defeated by their former team member and his army of monsters. Ben does not believe that Reed's scientific projections are accurate and feels that the Mole Man is being vilified because of his inhuman appearance. Being the object of hate himself because of his looks, Ben defends the Mole Man. However, Ben's heart begins to change when the Mole Man scars Johnny's face so that the Human Torch knows what it is like to be seen as ugly by society. Recognizing that the Mole Man may not be in his right mind, the Thing frees his former Fantastic Four teammates and destroys the machine, before it can do any more damage. Scripted by Stan Lee with a plot by Jim Shooter, this issue shows the animosity between Mr. Fantastic and the Thing, two friends who have grown angry towards one another since the accident that changed their lives forever and made them for the Fantastic Four. And Sue, the Invisible Woman, is sick of it. She says to Reed, "Even if it was your fault, and I don't buy that for a minute, you've suffered enough. Don't you see? Ben's been tormenting you all these years, making you pay for what happened over and over again. There's a time when you have to let go. Sure, Ben suffered, but so have you. Every time he'd mope and sulk, it'd rip you up inside, and he knew it too. But never once did he ease up on you. He wanted you to pay and pay. Whatever debt you owed him, you've paid it 1,000 times over. You can't keep him punishing you. You can't keep letting him punish you. You can't keep punishing yourself." Reed realizes that she's right and says, "You've opened my eyes. There's only one thing to do. Regardless of what anyone thinks, I've got to see Ben one last time and settle things man to man." This scene, combined with the scarring of the Human Torch's face, and even with concepts such as the Mole Man creating holograms for himself where he is surrounded by beautiful people, the very people he claims to hate and wants to live away from, shows the touching and even shocking human story that Stan Lee wanted to bring to comic books. And this story needs to be brought to animation. Our third story from the Fantastic Four comics is entitled Crossover from Ultimate Fantastic Four, issues 21 through 23. This story arc from the comics introduced comic fans to a whole new universe as Dr. Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, explores multiverse to find a cure for Ben Grimm, the Thing. He encounters a Reed Richards from an alternate universe who invites him to his universe so they can work together. However, when our Reed arrives, he finds himself in a devastated world consumed by Marvel zombies. Yes, the concept of Marvel zombies was introduced in a Fantastic Four comic, and now the Fantastic Four had to fight zombified versions of themselves in a planet full of other heroes such as the Avengers and X-Men to protect our world from being destroyed as well. Happening in an alternate universe, this story arc demonstrated gruesome fights that normally could not take place, such as the Thing ripping off the Hulk's jaw with a double-fisted uppercut. Cool concepts like this needs to leap from the printed page to be animated for the world to see. The fourth and final story from the Fantastic Four comics that is yet to be animated is The New Fantastic Four Volume 1, issues 347 through 349. In this story arc, the original Fantastic Four are believed to have been murdered, and now a new team consisting of the Incredible Hulk, the Amazing Spider-Man, Ghost Rider, and Wolverine are out to get revenge for the seemingly fallen heroes. Of course, the original team is still alive, and both teams eventually team up to deliver clobbering time like never before. So what do you think of this list? What story arcs from the Fantastic Four comics would you like to see animated in a syndicated series? Post your comments below. Also, please remember to like and share the video. See you next time.